everybody. Welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is a show where we talk about sports with comedians. Let's get ready to get him in here. My man, comedian extraordinaire, movie star, Howie Bell in the building. Howie, how you doing, sir?
Man, eating some of them good New York peanuts. I'm sorry, brother. I apologize. What's happening, Frank? What's good, brother?
Yeah, we're doing what we're doing. We're doing what we're doing.
I mean, here I'm trolling Knicks fans all weekend. I'm trolling.
Get in line. My man, filmmaker Jason Hayes in the building. How you doing, Jay?
What up, fellas?
What up, though?
How you doing, sir? And another producer of the show, White Chocolate, in the building too. White Chocolate, how you doing, sir?
Good, guys. How you doing?
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to get this show started because, guys, we got a lot of stuff to cover, and I want to see if we can get it all in. So we're going to start out right, Howie Bell. You know, I always got to put you up there first, Howie. Not sure if you heard, Howie, but the NBA and the NBA Players Association have all ruled in favors of the Lakers, Luka Doncic, and the Pistons, Cade Cunningham, on the Extraordinary Circumstances Challenge for the 65-game award rule, making both eligible for this past season. You know what I mean? For the MVP for Luka, all NBA teams, just all the awards because they gave them the exception to the rule. You like that, Howie?
I do, and not just because it includes Cade Cunningham. But I do. I think it's fair. You know what I'm saying? I think both guys played very well this season. I think they both deserve to be in the conversation as they have been, and now they're eligible. So I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? With the way they did.
All right, Jay. Do you think it opens up the door for other things and other issues, Jay? And do you like it?
I'm curious if Hollywood would have given a different answer if Cade Cunningham wasn't involved.
Right.
I would have.
At least he honest.
Man, listen. I told y'all from the start, it's a dumb rule.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a dumb rule. And, to say you got to play 65 games. You know what I'm saying? Why not 60 games? Why not 50 games?
Mm-hmm.
Why not 45 games? To me, it was always an arbitrary number, and it was only done to appease whiny ass fans, who just complain about whatever it is. You know what I mean? So to me, I like the ruling in that it makes it fair for these guys because they should be eligible, but I just think the rule overall is stupid.
Yeah. I got to say, for the record, Steve, I don't like the rule at all. I think if somebody made made some great plays during the majority of the season, no matter what the number it is, I think the number should fluctuate. You know what I mean? I don't think it should even be, if you just feel that the person played the majority of the season, then just include them. That's the way I look at it. But Steve, what's your, White Chocolate, what's your take on this? How you look at it?
Well, I mentioned yesterday that, it should be on a case-by-case basis, right? A guy tears his Achilles or punctures a lung and they miss a bunch of games. I think it should be taken. I think the severity of the injury should be taken into account. If it's a load management day and the guy's not playing back-to-back games and he misses freaking 30 games, then no, you ain't in it. But if a guy has a serious injury like a knee injury or whatever, and I want to mention too, and I don't know if you were going to mention this, Frank, but Anthony Edwards lost his appeal to that same committee. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun on you. But long story short, they have that rule for a reason. It's the same reason that they're investigating the tanking. It's kind of in the same bucket.
Yeah, it definitely is.
But see, Frank, real quick, this is why I don't like the rule.
Right.
Because you have the rule in place, now you got figure skating.
Right.
It's arbitrary. Now it's all subjective. Who gets it, who doesn't? Was your injury severe enough? Were you injured at all? I don't know. Why have it at all? If you're going to make exceptions to the rule, why have the rule?
Mm-hmm. See, Jay just opened up the door and Steve spilled the beans. I was going to say, Howie, that, with the same instance, Anthony Edwards filed the same type of thing, except for Extraordinary Circumstances Challenge to the NBA, and then he was denied by an independent arbitrator. So, Howie, are you looking at it saying, oh, yeah, you like the rule now, or you not like the rule because Edwards got denied and Luka and Cade got in?
Yeah, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. So, I like the rule. But I don't like the rules. So I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? You have to play a certain amount of games to be eligible for the MVP. And so at least the majority of the season. And it doesn't have to be 65 games, that number per se. You know what I'm saying? But I do like you can't play 25 games just because you had great 25 games, you're eligible for MVP.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how it should work. So I get it. Now, the case by case basis thing, okay, with this guy, I get that. There's a gray area in there they gotta tighten up. Because I don't know, how they would do. So they gotta, like you say, either eliminate the rule completely. You know what I'm saying? Or make it to where it's conducive to everybody across the board. So I don't know as far as that's concerned. Now, and Edwards, I feel bad for him because he should be. You know what I'm saying? In the race too.
Mm-hmm.
And why not? So I don't know why he got denied, and they didn't. So I don't know what kind of, situation that is, when it gets down to the details. But I don't like that part. You know what I'm saying? But I do like the fact that there is some kind of standard that you gotta have in order to qualify for MVP.
Okay, so how he's flip flopping? I understand where he's going.
It's not flip flopping. It's not. It's
not flip flopping.
Because let me say, more than one thing can be right at the same time.
It could be, but
you know what I'm saying. So that's all.
But at the same instance, that's the reason why I'm gonna ask this question to Jay. At the same instance, it's not fair to Anthony Edwards, right, Jay? I mean,
it's not fair to Anthony Edwards
at all.
Because like I said, so now because the rule is in place in the 65 games. Now you got gymnastics and figure skating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because now it's up to judges, and what they think it is. Versus, just a hard line, like this is what it is. The NBA plays an 82 game regular season.
Mm-hmm.
42 games is the majority of the season.
Period. Yeah. Period.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why is 65 the number is my question. You know what I'm saying? Why? So if you play more than half the season, why not 45? You know what I'm saying? That's more than half the season. Because let's say you were hurt the first half of the season because you're coming off injury. Like Tatum, case in point. Let's say that Tatum came back in January, not January, like end of December, mid December, and tore the league up. He wouldn't be eligible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So why are you excluding people from the process because they're not playing 65 games, even though they played the majority of the of the basketball season? It doesn't. To me, it's just a dumb number. It's a dumb rule.
Yeah, White Chocolate. He's making great points. He's making great points because at the end of the day, 42 is the magic number. Where you at with this? With Edwards being where he's at?
I don't think he should have been denied because I looked at what injury he had. He had runner's knee, which is the same injury that Steph Curry had. He missed 11 of his team's last 14 games, and he obviously missed games before that. But I think it's unfair that two guys got exempted and this guy didn't, and they're all kind of in the same bucket. You know what I mean? So
they all are. Yeah.
I get where Jay's coming from, and I agree. You can have an injury and miss the first half of the season and then come back in the second half. And so maybe the number should be 42 and not 65. And I don't know where the 65 comes from, but I'm going to try and do a little digging and see if I can figure it out.
And 65 is the number when they feel that you play 3/4 of the time of the season. That's the number. That's what
And Luka had a hamstring injury. So who decided that the hamstring injury was a worse injury than runner's knee?
Right. Yeah. Who makes that?
Or a collapsed lung. Collapsed lung is worse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well,
we
know that's really, really bad, but I'm saying Luka with the hamstring because they're both leg injuries.
Right.
They kept both guys out, but then you said, no, the hamstring is worse than having runner's knee. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I've had sore knees and I've had a poor hamstring. I think I'd rather have, the hamstring.
I would too, 100%. All right, Howie, let's move on, man. Let's make this happen. I don't know if you guys saw this news, keeping the things moving on. We got to talk about basically we got to talk about A'ja Wilson getting a super contract with the Aces. Her contract was huge. I don't know if you got a chance to see this, but she literally is sitting on some great money right now. So I'm looking it up right here.
Well, for WNBA, it's great money.
It's great money. 3 years, $5 million Superman contract with the Aces. And they call it the Superman contract because she's maxed out for the Aces. You know what I mean? What does this mean for the future of the WNBA? How what you think?
All right, well, they getting in the millions like that. I like that. That at least, you know what I'm saying, legitimizes some of their beef, because they've been griping, you know what I'm saying, that they're not getting paid what the NBA players are getting paid. You know what I'm saying? But, one of the NBA players tweeted back, when y'all get it, when you can go down in 360-degree dunk. You know what I'm saying? Then you can get this money. I think it was Durant. Somebody said something, a tweet. But I mean, they, to see them get that, to see her get that contract, it's going to open up the doors for other players. You know what I'm saying? And to maximize whatever they can get, in their deals. Like I always say, I love the WNBA. I love women's basketball, and they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Kudos for them.
100%. Jay, how are you looking at this? Because we talked about this with the WNBA for a minute. We did talk about this, and this is pretty hilarious. Now, I mean, I'm not really seriously talking about being hilarious, but it's interesting that the situation right now has exploded. It flipped from one end to the other. You know what I mean? We were talking about the WNBA possibly could go out of business when they had that contract dispute and everything else. But now, look what's happening, Jay. What's your thoughts? Because you was adamantly against it yourself.
I mean, it's solid money for them, man. But I mean, put this in perspective. A'ja Wilson is inarguably, you cannot dispute, she is the best WNBA player there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody better than she is. Championships, accomplishments, skill, all of it. Do you understand that, that next season she's going to make $300,000 less than Bronny James?
Mm-hmm.
Who was a 55th pick in the NBA? Now, I'm not saying that, to like create a false comparison, because the NBA makes money like that and the WNBA doesn't make money yet. But I'm just saying to me, it's a promising sign, but it just lets you know that they got a long way to go before they reach parity, with those dudes on the other side.
100%. Steve, White Chocolate, how are you looking at this WNBA situation? Because they're not going under like we thought they would be if this contract dispute hadn't ended up happening. Now they're paying out max contracts.
We talked about it. I think it would have been devastating for them if they had a labor strike or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They would have been really seriously hurting themselves. I saw the deal and I was like, hey, good for her.
Mm-hmm.
If she's the top player, she should be paid like the top player, and so should anybody else. And they finally are putting the salaries in place to be able to do so. And we talked about how difficult it would be and it is to play in big markets like New York and Las Vegas and wherever and make 50, 60, 70,000. Now the minimum salary they're going to make is probably somewhere between 270 and 300,000. So they have a half a shot of going anywhere and actually being able to live and earn a good living. I mean, look, and they're never going to get to where the NBA guys are. I mean, those guys are making $40 million a year. So, but that contract is the equivalent for the WNBA for their best player, and it's a great. I think it's a great sign for them.
But Frank, really quick, let me say this. I think that knowing how business entities work, the breaking point for the WNBA owners was what we discussed, because what the women said was housing.
Right.
It's like, I live in New York, I live in Chicago, I live in LA, I'm playing in all these cities where it's really expensive to live. You got to at least pay me money commensurate with that. And so we were saying that they would have to at least give them a stipend or something, or pay for their housing if they want to pay them the low salaries.
Yeah,
so what they do, they pay them more money, so that way they can say, well, we ain't got to give you more money. You know what I'm saying? Because housing, because we give you more money, even though the housing is going to cut into what they make.
Right. It definitely is. D Jones, he joins us, another comedian. D Jones, what's your take on this A'ja Wilson getting this max contract, super contract? What's your take on this?
Oh, good for her, man. I think I don't want to say that because we gonna get canceled. Good for her.
Don't do that, then.
Yeah, don't do that.
Good for her and all the rest of the women that play in the WNBA. They deserve it.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Are you saying that she's inspired them to go get a BAM?
He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What I want to say, no,
don't do that.
Because BAM's contract is very different.
Yeah. All right, Howie, we got to talk about something that I think I found this story. It came out a couple hours ago. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see this, but a former Alabama football player, faces charges of wire fraud and identity fraud after he allegedly used wigs to fake and created fake driver's licenses to impersonate NFL players for the purpose of securing $20 million in loans, according to federal court records. The prosecutors alleged that his name is Luther Davis, pretended to be 3 different NFL players from May 2023 to October 2024 to secure the loans for multiple lending agencies. He basically used the identity of Atlanta Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr., former Cleveland Browns tight end David Njoku, and Green Bay Packers safety Xavier McKinney, according to the report. He is facing 20 years. He getting ready to get smoked. What is your take when you hear this? Because this dude actually, this dude went the whole length of, hey, and people were believing him and gave him some money.
Well, why didn't he pursue a career in acting? You know, I mean, like, you went that route. I mean, you're amazing like this. It was a movie. I think Leo DiCaprio was changing. Yeah.
Catch me if you can.
Yeah, catch me if you can. Yeah. Just thought about that. So it reminds me of that. Wow, 3 different NFL players. Does he look like all of them?
I don't know. I didn't look him up.
He does not. I know what all of them look like.
How did he pull this off? That's amazing. You just throwing a wig. Yeah, I'm Michael Penix. I mean, what the?
Not just throwing a wig. How he created a fake identity. Like, he did driver's licenses and everything, which I don't know how you could do today.
Yeah, how can you go to the Secretary of State or the DMV or whatever you got, the Department, wherever and do that?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I don't know how he did it.
I don't know how he did it either, but listen, man. But I don't know. Listen, but you going to jail, buddy. That's a woo-wee. Yeah. That's I don't know what kind of, does that constitute? Is that federal? What is that?
That's
oh my God.
And they might charge him 20 years on each individual case. You know what I mean?
They probably will.
It might. Yeah. So he might never get out. So yeah, that's an ugly thing.
I'll tell y'all how he did it when my turn comes.
All right, Steve Jones, talk to me, man. When you hear about this, man, what is your take on hearing a guy who impersonated 3 players, created ID, and tried to secure $20 million in loans, and some people gave him some money? And that's how he got caught.
These young kids are master scammers. Back in my day, they would just sell a lot of weed, but they master scammers out here. He wasn't that good because he didn't get away with it, but he got enough money. 20 years per impersonation is crazy work.
Yeah, he might get 20, but it's up to. I think this is up to 20. I read it a couple of places, but yeah, he's getting ready to get. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of time for that.
He going to jail.
He must have straight A's in school too. Like, he's smart.
Yeah, he's smart. He figured that out. Well, since Jay knows the legal system, Jay, it's your turn now. Jay, talk to me.
I'm gonna tell y'all how he did it. I have no doubt in my mind that every person he went to, from the banks to the DMV, it was a white person. Because they can't tell us apart, bro.
That's true.
You can't go to Shaniqua's desk, look dressed like 3 different people, and she say, "Wait a minute, man, what the hell are you doing?" I'm telling you, that's what happened. He went. They was like, "Hey, all the same to me, buddy." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. But then again, I mean, what I'm thinking about as a person, because the DMV is like, it's like trying to get like a security clearance now.
I mean, like, yeah.
So how do you even access that, man? I mean, you need social security cards. I mean, you need proof of address. I mean,
birth
all kind of stuff you got to
show. Yeah.
So I'm wondering how he got that kind of information, man. But then again, I mean, like, players, you can probably Google them, figure out where they live, go take some mail at their mailbox, when they're away.
Yeah, he had to have access to some of that stuff to be able to do that. He had to.
Gotta have that stuff because everything now is a real ID. You know what I'm saying? Basically.
Yeah, it really is. Steve, White Chocolate, your turn. What's your take on this when you hear this?
So
Especially from a white perspective. This is going to be funny. Go ahead.
Listen, there's no way they use the white guy. He had an accomplice. His name is CJ Evans. And he looks a little bit like Njoku, because I just kind of did that little face search Google thing. He kind of looks a little bit like Njoku, but neither one of them look like any of the other 2 guys.
Neither of them. They look
my guess is the partner, and Davis didn't sit in on any of the closings. Maybe the other guy probably did. So one way or another, you got 2 guys in cahoots working together. And I know Mo's not here, but like he always says, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Deal with suckers. What a bunch of dopes. I mean, you know how I listen to some radio shows every once in a while. They have stupid criminal of the day. That's these guys right here.
Absolutely.
And and really quickly, to be fair, I can't tell white people apart. Okay,
Yeah, well,
I can't.
Listen,
Like if Chocolate walked in with like 3 other white dudes, similar to him, I would not be able to tell the difference.
listen,
Jay,
we're all shaving our heads. That makes it harder.
yeah, I
Even
help
with the
you out.
headset, I'll be struggling.
Jay, I help you out. He's the shortest one walking in the room. I help you out. How about that? He's the shortest one through. Just pick the shortest
He could
ball
walk
one.
in a 6'5", and then it'd be him. I'd be like, which one is Steve?
All right,
Yeah,
so-
that's a shame, Jay. You got to step your ethnicity recognition up.
Hey,
You gotta
man.
step that- because I'm telling you, people have a hard time, but I can tell the difference between Asian people. I know if you're from Korea,
yeah,
China, the
I
Philippines,
can tell that now.
Vietnam. I'm pretty good at that.
I'll say
I
this
know.
though. Koreans and Japanese are harder for me though.
All right,
I can spot Thai and the rest, but Koreans and Japanese, that's harder.
They look like white chocolate.
So I
With the headset.
Yeah,
I want to talk about this next one because we all complained about this one before we talk about the NBA games that happened last night. I don't know if you guys saw this or heard this number and everything else, but according to statistics report Howie Bell, there was an 87% jump in viewership from the NBA from this time to last year, and NBA is happy. An 87% jump. The NBA is extremely happy with the apps because they say that that's due to the apps with Prime, Peacock, and any other and NBC app and any other apps they're using. They said there's an 87% jump. So you know what that means in advertising revenue there, Howie Bell. What's your take about where the NBA is going with this viewership, man? Because I'm really pissed off with the Prime because the Prime messed up with me several times, man. I was watching the Miami game. It went out. I thought it was just me, but it turned out it was everybody. I was like, because I'm using a Fire Stick, so I thought it was that. But yeah, everybody's. What's your take on this, Howie Bell? What's your take? What you think?
You know what? It jumped because you got a lot of newer generation. They don't watch TV. They just got the apps on their phones and on their devices and stuff like that. So they don't really deal with cable and network television like that, bro, to be honest. So they watch it. That's why. You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with a whole, a sector of the population. You know what I'm saying? A huge sector of the population. And I don't know what the demographics would be between what age and what have you that don't watch television or don't watch traditional television at all. So that's probably what that is. That's probably indicative of that.
Yeah, I was pretty upset at fighting with Prime to watch this anyway. But I think Howie's absolutely right. D Jones, are you liking with the situation going on with watching NBA on Prime and where the future? Because the future of the NBA is going on apps. That's what's definitely going to happen. You liking this?
Well, and again, it's on your phone too, so you can watch NBA on your. We do everything on our phone, so it probably was a spike because everybody watching it on their phone. Add addition to the Pistons being in first place, when the Pistons are this good, crime is down, morale is high, in the world. Even though we're going through crazy times, it's safer when the Pistons are in first place, and this is all to credit to the Pistons.
Bro, he always find a way to put the Jay.
You know what I'm saying? People love
every
defense.
time.
People love defense.
Yeah, Jay, what's your thoughts on NBA moving more and more into this Prime and these apps?
I do think that it's the app effect. I think it's what Howie and D Jones said, but I'm gonna add a caveat to it. And I'm gonna say yes, it's the apps, because for me, anytime I turn my TV on, the first thing that loads up are advertisements from Amazon.
Yeah.
Right.
And so depending upon what they're pushing, I get the reminder, the game is today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When I wasn't even thinking about the game was coming on, because I'm thinking about some other stuff, and I got that prompt, I got that reminder, and all I had to do was just click on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, the game's on. Let me start that now. So I watch more games on the app than I did, like watching, like cable or regular TV, because Peacock prompted me, Amazon Prime prompted me, and and they just said, "Hey, bro, listen, the game's on. You interested?" Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might be the death of TNT.
Well, TNT lost a lot
They
of the
already lost the NBA though.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
lost.
I'm saying. And that
They
might
gave it
be
to Peacock.
why you got to go to the apps, because the years prior, we were just on TNT. Now you kind of got to go to the apps to watch the game.
White chocolate. I just hate having to sign into an app, go to all these extra steps. Maybe I'm getting old because I absolutely hate it. You know, I hate
Frank,
it.
I'm in the same boat as you. I'm old. Listen, and I said this to the guys yesterday. I put the clip in the chat of Michael Felger trying to load the hockey game. That commercial that's on NBC Sports Network there for Boston. He's like, I want to watch the hockey game. I shouldn't have to download, log in, sync up, mirror, your sister's rear end, like the whole 9 yards. I can't stand it either. I hate it. All the apps are driving me crazy. And listen, I know we're not talking about it yet, but WrestleMania is coming up, and I just found out it's on ESPN Plus, and I'm not paying extra for that. I'm sick of that. So I'm sick of having to pay $10 for this, $10 for that. If you have a Fubo TV or something like that, and it doesn't have TNT, you can't watch the NBA. If it doesn't have say ESPN, then you got to pay an extra $10 for ESPN. Like I'm sick of that crap.
Okay, let me get you off your soapbox now, because now you're going too much about it.
Well, sorry.
We get it.
But now, Chocolate Mano, you got like 3 companies that own everything.
Yeah.
So a lot of consolidations going on. I mean, because I used to pay way more for like the bundle of like ESPN, Disney Plus, and like Hulu. Now it's just all one bundle, and I'm getting it for less.
A lot less.
All 3.
But listen, this is the same crap they did with cable. Cable came out, everything was separate. Then they started bundling everything together. Now they don't bundle anything. You're screwed. So these guys are going to do the same thing. They're offering you a bundle to make it look good now, and then in 5 or 10 years, it'll all be gone. They won't have bundles anymore. Trust me.
Yeah,
it's coming.
We got to talk about the NBA playoffs now, bro.
I'm sorry, man. I just want to add 3 seconds. They don't give a damn about how old our age, man. If we're fumbling through the going back and forth, they don't give a damn about us. It ain't even about us.
No,
we know that.
Target audience. That ain't.
But as the youngest person here, other than D Jones, hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I do 95% of my viewing on apps. Like I almost never watch the cable box or regular TV.
I don't even have cable anymore.
Almost never.
Yeah, I don't even have it no more. But thanks to D Jones, I got a Fire Stick now, and I'm the happiest camper in the world. I
got everything.
I got everything. I didn't even know how to respond. But D Jones act,
Don't tell everybody.
Yeah, I ain't telling nobody. Let's talk about the game, man. Let's talk about the game. We got to talk about. I want to talk about the Warriors game first, because the Warriors game. Listen, I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it, but Golden State was down. They were losing, and I was losing a lot of interest until Al Horford came in, Howie Bell, and hit Howie. What happened to Howie? Okay. Howie, you there?
I think he may have gotten a call.
Oh, okay. But and then I'm gonna put up to D Jones then. D Jones, how Al Horford ends up he hits 4 3-pointers. Everybody this morning is giving, look at
what he does.
Everybody's giving credit and everything to a lot of people, which is true. Steph was the main reason. Steph was the guy to do that. D, he was definitely the guy to do that. But at the same token, if it ain't for Al Horford, they're not even in contention of that. You know what I mean? Al Horford started that ball rolling, so I wanted to give him his credit to do. But what's your thoughts on the Warriors beating the Clippers? Because I thought the Clippers had it. D Jones, I thought the Clippers had it. What's your take, D?
It was a combination of, to me, the 3rd greatest shooting guard of all time. I don't care what nobody say. He's not a point guard in my book. He's the greatest shooter ever, and the 3rd greatest shooting guard we ever seen. With Al Horford coming off that bench and doing his thing, and Draymond putting the clamps on Kawhi in the 4th. I think he had 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
And so, those guys are still veterans. They still champions. It's going to be hard to beat. It's like watching an old boxer who used to have it. It's going to be hard to beat them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. They still not in the playoffs. But it was a good game last night, man. It's always great to see when Steph hot though. Like that's one of the best things in sports.
Howie, Steph was on point last night. Draymond was on point last night. Al Horford was the star last night. And I think it's an upset. But the Warriors definitely eliminated the Clippers from contention. What's your take on this, Howie?
That's exactly what I thought was going to happen and what I wanted to happen. I said on the show. I said I wanted to see Steph Curry make this last push. I wanted to see the Warriors do it, and they did exactly what I thought they was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I said it. I said, man, these guys, I know they're older, you know what I'm saying, but Steph is back, and he proved that he's literally incredible. And for him to come back and do what he did, man, post-injury and all this stuff, like coming back in there this late in the season and really playing that well and popping the Clippers, man, I'm impressed. Draymond Green heard me talking, saying that he wasn't living up to his thing, and he came out and he showed up, man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm impressed. I want to see Golden State go out like champions, like, you know what I'm saying, with that champion pedigree. Not going to win the championship, but you at least show that pedigree, you know what I'm saying, down the stretch, man, because this is probably the end of that as we know it, that team. Man, go out like champs, man. Go out like G's. I love it. I loved every second of it.
All right, Jay, talk to me, man. What's your take on this Golden State Warriors, come back from behind victory? Like, do you think they got enough in the tank?
The quote, from my college homeboy, man, who's born and raised LA, diehard Laker fan. The slippers gonna be the slippers.
Wow.
Yo, he calls them the slippers. And that is what they looked like last night. They were the slippers. Like, they had no reason to lose that game to Golden State last night.
Right.
You let 69-year-old Al Horford come out the sauna in the massage room and bust you for like 4 threes, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? But if they advance, let's say, should they advance, through the through the play-in, and they get OKC, they are not going to be dangerous, Howard. It's going to be Larry Holmes versus Muhammad Ali.
Sure
it's going to be a mercy rule.
Sure will. White Chocolate, what's your take on this? And I also got to say, everybody's overlooking too Kristaps Porzingis. He
balled out.
He had a great game too, and nobody, because Draymond Green had a phenomenal end of the fourth quarter, and Al Horford and Steph Curry, nobody even paid attention to the KP. What's your take, White Chocolate?
2 former Celtics.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, look, fortunate for them, Porzingis, he can be a factor when he's healthy.
Yeah,
that's huge. That's huge for them. I mean, listen, forget the OKC thing, but for the lower rounds, if he can continue to do that, and they can get some buckets from Al Horford, and he doesn't go 0 for 6 or 0 for 7 like he's want to do here and there, and he comes through in the clutch, they can make a little bit of noise. Listen, they're old age-wise, but they're savvy, they're veterans, and they know how to win. So you got to tip your cap to them. I'll say this,
Steve. With Draymond Green and Steph Curry, and with a healthy Kristaps Porzingis and a healthy Al Horford, and if those guys are playing well, they could shock the world on the West Coast too, because it is Steph. You know what I mean? It is Steph Curry. And he can shoot.
Still have a good coach. Still have Steph Curry. They still have what they had. I mean, again, they're on the back nine, but they might be able to do something in the first round. We'll see.
No way.
Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali.
Possibly. I'm not saying the name, but that leads me to this other side of the coin, Howie. What's going on with the future with the Clippers now that Kawhi Leonard is now getting ready to enter his final year in the contract with the Clippers? He's getting ready to sit there, and right now he's super, super dope trade bait. You know what I mean? Because now the Clippers, they can extend him now because they lost his, the season's over for them. They can now move on and extend him. They could trade him. They could do several different things. Where do you think the future with the Clippers is going to be with Kawhi Leonard? Where you at with this, Howie?
I don't know if it's going to be with the Clippers or with somebody else, but he's going to get an extension, a new contract, and he's not going to play anymore. Kawhi Leonard is coming to steal money again. This is it. He's going to get him a fresh new contract, and I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, he will not be this productive anymore.
White Chocolate, look up his age, please, for me. Look up his age.
Maybe like 34.
Right, D. Jones. Where are you at with Kawhi Leonard's future with the Clippers? Like I said, he got the opportunity to extend and stay, or opt out and be a free agent. He could do that. What are your thoughts with this?
You know what would be fitting if OKC trade for him, because he the reason they got a championship now.
He sure is. He sure is.
Yeah.
So if he went and play, they got the draft capital. They could use him even if he didn't play half the season. When he do play, they would be unstoppable. So yeah, if Kawhi go to OKC, that'll be something to watch.
I'm surprised you didn't say Detroit. I'm really surprised.
Well,
No, we don't want him. No.
Well, I don't know how that's gonna work because we need somebody to play all the time.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, he doesn't fit the culture, bro.
Yeah,
Not at all.
we need somebody to play, and we got to defend. We play defense already. We don't need that.
All right, so Kawhi is 34 years old. He's coming into he's coming into a final year of his contract. He can get traded or he could stay. He could extend and stay or get traded and leave. Where you at with this, Jay? What's your take? Where you think he's gonna go?
I'm surprised that y'all ain't pick up on the obvious. So do you think that Steve Ballmer funneled an extra $30 million to this dude to not re-sign him when his contract was up?
Oh, most definitely did not do that. He did it on purpose for him to stay. He wants him to stay.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if he's willing to do that to get the guy, of course he's going to pay him because he's still the best player on the team.
Okay, I want to interrupt you and say one thing. The NBA is now focused in on what Steve Ballmer is doing and has done. So that might be a caveat for them to get rid of him too. You know
No, it won't.
Okay,
No, it won't. No, it won't. If he's willing to go to those lengths to have that guy, and it's not like he's not productive when he's healthy. So why would you listen? Whoever you bring in, you got to pay.
Mm-hmm.
At least with Kawhi, you know that when he's ready to go, he's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna pay him, and then they'll bring somebody else in to play with him. You know what I'm saying? To like kind of make the team better overall. But there's no way Ballmer is gonna let him just leave. And honestly, going into the last year of his contract, why would anybody trade for him? I mean, just wait for him to become a free agent.
Right. That's a great point. White Chocolate, where are you at with this?
Well, he's 34, and who's going to trade for him? His salary is going to be $50 million next year. And who's going to take that?
Nobody.
They're better off not giving up draft capital, like Jay just said, and wait till he's a free agent and not lose a first round pick or a second round pick. And I don't know with the scandal that's going on with Steve Ballmer, and I understand Jay said, he's going to pay him to keep him, but if he's under investigation and it hasn't been resolved yet, he may not re-sign him. I mean, how's he going to re-sign him to another $50 million for 3 more years and not be suspect?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask y'all this real quick. I mean, this is to the room, Frank, real quick. When's the last time y'all heard anybody mention anything about that Kawhi Steve Ballmer money thing?
Nah, I haven't heard it since we talked about it.
It's already been settled because they ain't
I
talking
just
about
talked to Steve Ballmer the other day.
You did? What do you say? What do you say?
D. Jones gave him a fire stick.
Balls.
Big balls.
For $50 million. I give you a fire stick for $50 million.
When they ain't talking about it, man, they gonna let it quietly go away. It's already handled, man. Steve Ballmer is the richest man in the NBA, bro. They ain't gonna ruffle them feathers.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's move on. Howie Bell, back in the building. Howie, we got to talk about the next thing. We got to talk about the next game. We got to talk about the 76ers beat the Magic last night, bro. And listen, that was one of the ugliest games you could see. That game was horrible. I didn't like it. Poor shooting percentage all the way around. And the 76ers came out and still beat the Magic without Joel Embiid. What's your take on the 76ers winning and now getting ready to face the Celtics? What's your take on that?
I did not see the game, but listen, man. We all thought the Magic was going to win. I think we all picked the Magic.
Yeah.
I was surprised, at the outcome, and that's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Without Embiid, you know what I mean? So let's see what they can do. I don't think they're gonna do much, but let's see what they can do. You know what I'm saying? Good job. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, 76ers.
All right, okay. Where you at with this, D. Jones? Because the 76ers, I think that was an upset. I think everybody had the Magic. even in Hollywood. I mean, even in
No,
Las
because I
Vegas.
said yesterday, Maxey, when he get on fire, it's hard to stop Maxey. And Orlando didn't play defense. They had one person playing, and that was Desmond Bain. And they lost because I had bet on Desmond Bain to make 35 points, and he finished with 34. But that's besides the point. They still got an opportunity to make the 8th seed. They got to play Charlotte, so we gonna see. Andre Drummond hitting threes. That's wild.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
That's wild. So the Sixers, even though Embiid is hurt, when Maxey on fire, man, he one of the best guards in the league, and he hard to beat.
I want to say, Jay,
and Pablo has not lived up to his rookie season at all.
Right. Pablo's a huge disappointment for the Magic. Huge. Jay, I don't know if you noticed this, but you played ball, so you might have noticed this because I played. What I noticed is when Tyrese Maxey goes right or left and he takes off, he is the fastest to the hole that anybody in the league. Anybody in the league. So, Jay, my question to you is, why doesn't the Sixers design and develop more plays for him to be able to do that more often? And what's your take on the 76ers beating the Magic?
Well, I mean, really quickly, for one, defenses are geared to take that away from him. So they're not doing it because defenses, they're not just giving it to him. So they make them do something different. But I got two words. It's in Portuguese, and it's to describe banquero. The first word is país. That means buns. The second word is bundo. That means ass.
So you're saying he's buns and ass. Pablo.
He's buns and ass. He was terrible in that game, bro. He missed like 4 or 5 free throws coming down the stretch. I mean, taking free throws, he's missing both of them. It's almost, like he's not playing with any focus. He playing scared. And when you're the franchise player, dude, you can't be out there looking like he's looking.
I'll say this, Jay, before I move on to Steve. You can tell his offseason workout is not what it should be because he's not doing nowhere where he should be playing right now. That dude can ball, but he's not the guy. He's just not.
You know why, Frank?
Why?
He's bundo.
Okay, buns and ass.
Bundo. Ass.
All right, there it is. White Chocolate, what's your take on the 76ers upsetting the Magic last night? Joel Embiid not playing.
Listen, good for them. They stepped up. Sometimes it happens where you're shorthanded and you the rest of the guys rise to the occasion. In a short spurt or span, you have an opportunity to upset people. And, Orlando, obviously, to what you guys were saying, that their best players weren't their best players. And when they don't step up and take advantage of their opportunity, listen, you're going to get beat. And now I still hope that Embiid is out. Philadelphia should be an easier matchup for the Celtics, in my opinion. Orlando always gives the Celtics fits, so I'm kind of glad that they won.
Hey, real quick, did you guys know that OKC got a lottery pick last night because the Clippers won?
No.
You gotta be joking, man.
They got a top 12 pick now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, I saw it this morning. Howie Bell, I saw a 20-minute segment today on Get Up on this question I'm about to ask you. And
they might be getting Kawhi.
For that pick, he might.
Right.
So let me ask you this, Howie, because I saw him 20 minutes and I was like, maybe I'm overlooking this and maybe it's a big talk and concern, but I wanted to ask you guys tell me. And the question is there more pressure on the Knicks to make it to the NBA Finals than there ever has been? That was the question. So I heard the guys and a lot of the guys up there today on, I think it was Get Up I saw this morning. They were saying there is. A lot of those guys were saying that there is a lot of pressure on the Knicks to make it to the NBA Finals because of what happened last couple of years. How are you looking at this, Howie?
I don't know if it's more pressure on them to do it out of their whole existence, but there is pressure on them to do it. Big pressure. And I'm here in New York right now, and that's all I've been. Everybody's talking about the Knicks right now. And so, I believe that they got a lot of pressure on them right now to do it. I don't know about in their entire, existence, but yeah, people are expecting them to do good, man. They wanted them to go there last year, and so now here we go. They right back at it. Now you got the Pistons in their way, you got Boston in their way, you got the Cleveland. The field is tight. You know what I'm saying? So the Knicks, I don't know, man. Shit, are they gonna beat Atlanta?
That's what everybody was talking about today. That's
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I went to the barbershop today. They were talking about that today. They worried about Atlanta. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if they get popped by Atlanta, it's going to be some heads going to roll. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see that happening, but if they do, wow. But, hey, man, if they don't get to the finals, people are going to be upset about it. But I don't think it's as much pressure as it's ever have been, ever. So.
D. Jones, there were 2 NBA insiders who said the Knicks put more pressure on themselves to make it to the NBA Finals than outside pressure. Either way, there's still pressure. How are you looking at it, D. Jones? Is there more pressure on the Knicks to make it to the NBA Finals this season?
Well, they put pressure on them before the season started. When Tyrese went down, when Jason Tatum went down, who was the favorite? It's the Knicks. It's the Knicks. Surprisingly, all I keep seeing is talk about Detroit being they can't get this far, they can't do this. I haven't seen no pressure on the Knicks on these TV shows. They staying away from it from what I see. Now, in New York, maybe, but I feel like the Knicks is that ugly chick with the fat cheeks that everybody flirt with online. Like you the one, but really you not. And that's who the Knicks is. They the ugly chick with the fat cheeks that everybody flirt with, but they really ain't gonna be nothing.
Nah.
You were 10 in Toledo.
The ugly chick with fat cheeks. I can't remember that one.
Not a 10 in Toledo.
10 in Toledo.
You were 10 in Toledo. In New York.
That's hilarious. Jay, as a residential New Yorker, how do you think the New Yorkers are putting more pressure on them? They're putting more pressure on themselves. Their pressure's on them. Wait, where are you at with this? What do you think?
You gotta understand, in New York City, every year there's pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is a city, man, it's filled with media. Everybody got to feel the airspace. And a lot of people here are diehard New York City sports fans.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always pressure. But at the same time, it's not pressure because nobody's really done anything in such a long time. So fans kind of have low expectations and they kind of temper it because they don't want to get their hearts ripped out.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also a moment that would have been a prime example, where we could have phased in the Jailblazers. The media is very good at creating narratives that are hyperbolic in nature, and it's like opinion that they just put out there, to let people run with it and repeat that. There is no extra pressure on the Knicks, man. They have pressure every year that they lace them up, and every year they're in the playoffs for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the media has a way of crafting things, make it seem like, man, the fans are uptight about this. Well, not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are chilling out. I mean, they talk Knicks because they love them, but they ain't gonna go kill themselves, if they don't win.
Okay, that's one way to definitely look at it from a New Yorker. White Chocolate, you heard what that New Yorker just said. Do you think from outside looking in, from way outside, we in Boston looking in, do you think that there's more pressure on the Knicks to make it to the NBA Finals than we've seen in recent times?
Well, like we said yesterday, we're in the Northeast over here. It's championships or bust.
Correct.
This isn't the West Coast. So New York, Boston, Philly, big markets like this, there's always pressure to win no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And I just pulled up an article just to get a little bit of insight. The pressure, as Jay said, is not really as much from the fans. It actually comes from the owner himself. He did a earlier radio show and said basically that winning the finals we should win. So he's putting the pressure on because he's the guy that's signing the checks. I mean, think about this. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year and they fired the coach.
Mm-hmm.
So it's him. He's driving the bus. He's like, hey, yeah, we made it there, but it's not good enough, and we need to do it. We need to do it again and get past the hump. So I think a majority of the pressure is coming from him. And if you want to win, then you have to have that kind of attitude. So, listen, it's par for the course around here.
Yeah, but you know what, White Chalk, I'm sorry, man. the problem is that's a problem. He put too much pressure on them, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can want your team to win and you can win, but he's not going to will them to win by putting that kind of pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? We got to go to the finals. We got to win the finals. That's an unrealistic goal, he said. You know what I'm saying, to me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they barely got out the series with Detroit last year.
I don't agree
So
with
I
that.
don't know
Think
what
about
made
this.
them think that they could just go back to the finals like that.
I don't agree with that. Joe Mazzulla lost, the 4 guys most of the year, and he was like, "Yeah, we're not feeling sorry for ourselves. Our pressure is going to be, we're going to win."
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So he
Please
put the pressure.
understand.
And I
Please
understand that. Listen,
understand,
the
the
owners,
moment that-
of the guys that are paying $200 million for these salaries, and they're gonna stop paying at some point because unless they want to win, they want to win. Period.
No,
They're never
They
gonna
should.
stop paying.
They,
They're
no, they're not.
not going to stop paying. No.
Winning is secondary, man, because they're getting paid no matter what.
Right. They're getting paid.
But-
regardless.
Which is why I'm going to say this: the second that the Knicks lose, if they don't win it all, he already got it. The excuse preloaded.
Mhm.
So what he said then, he has the exact opposite statement ready to say to the fans. Trust me on
And it
this.
will be give us some time. This is the first year head
Right.
coach. He needs some
This is
time.
first year.
Yeah, all of it. He's gonna do all that.
He has some injuries.
Howie Bell, we gotta talk about this next thing, man. We gotta talk about the news came out about the LaMelo Ball made unnecessary and reckless contact with Bam Adebayo.
Yeah.
He got fined $35,000 for the foul, plus another $25,000 for using profanity in a post-game on-court interview. That's one thing I missed. I didn't see that. But there are people who are up in arms. I got a friend who's a Miami Heat fan, huge Miami Heat fan, and he was basically saying that people in Miami, because he talks to his family in Miami, they're saying that he should be suspended a game because he did that on purpose.
That's how I feel.
And there's a lot of people who feel he should be suspended one game, not the flagrant one, but a suspension. Where you at with this, Howie?
I said it yesterday that I believe that he did that on purpose. And he grabbed his ankle. It was egregious, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he grabbed him. It was no reason for him to grab his ankle. Towards the bottom of his heel, top of his heel ankle. There was no reason for him to grab that, and he did it, and he did it, swooped him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why the NBA analysts were trying to downplay that and trying to make it seem like, oh, well, it was an incident where, nah, man, that guy tripped him. You know what I'm saying? And listen, he lucky, some of them boys don't come around, you know what I'm saying, with the baseball bats. As much gambling is going on right now. He lucky that I mean, for real. Seriously, some people lost some money off of that play, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look at D. Jones. He bet that Bam was going to be in the game at least 3 quarters, and that he lost.
D. Jones.
He didn't even play 2.
He didn't even play 2.
You think he should have been suspended, D. Jones?
Well, let me say this first. Your friend from South Florida, nobody cares about nobody's feelings from South Florida. Nobody, okay? Except for the ladies.
It's about Miami. I'm with you.
Except for the ladies, that's all we care about. No, I thought it was a flagrant 2. I thought he should have been suspended a game. But go ahead and win this next game against Orlando so you can come to Detroit and we can whoop that butt for you. You feel me? Come on to Detroit. I'm worried because Beef Stew might crash out and we might miss him for the playoffs if we play the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
That's
I
possible.
don't want that.
That's possible. Jay, how are you looking at this?
I think the fix is in.
Why you say?
Because there is no way to rectify it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to replay the game. Charlotte won, Miami lost, and it's very clear that Miami was wronged in this, and the refs missed it, and they lost their best player and the team captain. But there's nothing that the NBA can do to fix it. And so when I started reading Spoelstra coming out, I think the punishments is good enough. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't need, we don't need anything beyond that. He's not screaming about it. I mean, they're all contrite about it. That tells me that Miami is going to miraculously move up in the NBA draft. They're gonna have to get something,
right?
in exchange for not making us think about this and making the league look bad for what happened. So my guess is, they said, look, we're gonna find LaMelo a ton of money. Not only are we gonna find him, for the foul, we're gonna find him, for cussing. And they don't never find anybody for that, not really.
Right.
They
Yeah.
never do. People cuss after they never do ever.
That's what I'm saying. So they're trying to find a bunch of money. So the fans like, well, you paid a lot of money, so I feel better about it. But they had to give the Heat something. Trust me on this.
Steve, where you at with this, bro?
Listen, it's egregious, and he did it on purpose. And to you guys' point yesterday, whoever mentioned it, it's not the first time. So
right,
you
Jones
didn't catch it during the game, and there was no whistle and all that nonsense. But it doesn't mean you can't suspend him for a game and make him pay.
Right.
I would.
Right.
I would suspend him for a game, even if Miami didn't complain. And there's a hush deal for them to get a better draft pick and whatnot. The right thing for me is to suspend him for a game. But a lot of leagues don't do that. They just give out the fine. The NFL does this. Right, we squawk about that. It's egregious. It's horrible. And then we watch the replay. And it's like, the guy hit a guy in the head. And I'm crossing sports here, but defensive lineman hit the quarterback in the head, and didn't get a 15-yard penalty during the game. But then the next day he gets fined $50,000.
Yeah,
right,
useless.
All right. So I want to give you some.
But they suspended him, probably the equivalent of a game check, right? I mean, not suspending. They fined him the equivalent of a game check, but they're not going to suspend him because that hurts viewership. So they're going to do what's in their best interest. He's going to be able to play, but he got to play for free.
Now, lastly, I want to just touch on this real fast because I've been seeing it all day on ESPN because I have ESPN on in the background while I do everything else. Is WrestleMania. I don't know how much you guys pay attention to wrestling. I know there's a person on this panel who does pay a lot of attention to wrestling. Yeah. So, Howie, if you want to give your 2 cents about the floor is yours. WrestleMania. If not, I'll move on real fast because I'll let Steve close us out with WrestleMania because look how he's moving. He's excited. Look at him.
Listen, I haven't been interested in WrestleMania since it was at the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. Back with WrestleMania, I think it was 3 or something like that. I don't know.
3.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. So yeah. So that's the last time that I've been interested in WrestleMania. So to quote D Jones, I don't give a piss about WrestleMania in 2026.
D Jones, what's your thoughts on this WrestleMania 42 coming up?
I can't wait till it come back out. WrestleMania. Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Fly Snuka, The Rock, Stone Cold. I can't wait to see them all in the Royal Rumble or whatever they do. So I'm here for it, and I can't wait. When does this event come on?
Saturday and Sunday. It's 2 nights.
I can't even hear you now.
It's Saturday and Sunday. Steve, can you? Okay, he's gonna go and come out. Jay, can you hear
A
him?
lot of static. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, get some technical difficulties going on with a couple brothers.
I don't understand. He's gonna come back, come out, and then
D Jones, Saturday and Sunday is WrestleMania.
can you hear us now, D Jones?
Nope.
Okay, I guess you can. All right, go ahead, White Chocolate.
All
Close
right,
out
listen. For me, this is the Super Bowl. The WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of wrestling. And so 99.9% of the time, I am amped up. I'm ready to go. And you know how I do it. We got to pop a couple Steve Wises Saturday night and Sunday night watching wrestling. However, as I ranted earlier, if I find out that it's a pay-per-view thing, or if I got to download ESPN Plus and pay an extra 10, 50, whatever it is, it's probably not going to happen. And I'm really disappointed that they made it that way. So my hope is I can find it and watch it. Otherwise, might not happen.
D Jones, what's your take on this WrestleMania thing, man? You can you hear us now? Can you get us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I'm excited to see Stone Cold and Hitman Tommy Hearns, and Sugar Ray Leonard, and all those guys come out, man. Roddy Piper. I can't wait, man. I'm so excited.
And Jay, you got WrestleMania. You got WrestleMania fever.
The only wrestling I want to see involves maybe all the G strings.
Okay. And he said that all staticky too.
Right.
And we got the gist of it.
Yeah, we got
Good
the
for
gist.
us.
We got the gist. All right, we got to get ready to roll up out of here. The time is for us to roll up out of here, man. Howie Bell, tell us how we can find you. What you got going on this weekend?
Hey, man, like I said, I'm in New York trolling, man. It's all about the Detroit Pistons. I'm walking around. Everybody got their Knicks stuff on right now. I saw a bum on the subway with a Knicks jersey on. It was dirty. It was dirty and filthy. You know what I'm saying?
But he had it on.
They had it on. You know what I'm saying?
D Jones. How can we follow you? What's going on in your world, in the comedy world?
313 D Jones. Tomorrow I'll be hosting the old school dating game. I'll be like the Black Chuck Willery. And follow me as I put all my bets on Boston.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Jay, how can we follow you? I'm going to superimpose their heads on Celtics jerseys and post them on social media. Hey, how can we follow you? What's going on?
I know I'm staticky right now, and JD hates a fan base.
Yeah, he's very staticky. White Chocolate, what's going on in your world?
Follow me and Frank on Boston Straight Shooters on Facebook and YouTube tonight at 8 o'clock.
There it is. Thank you all for watching. The name of the show is called Box Seats. We are now on 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow's show, we got to talk about a couple of other things, especially one of the Boozer brothers. He's doing something special that, definitely surprised me. And we got just a lot of news. And then we're going to do the highlights for the NBA play-in tournament games that are featuring tomorrow night. Again, the name of the show is called Box Seats. We'll see y'all on the Friday edition as we're getting ready to jump into the weekend. That's Howie. That's Steve. That's Jason. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching.
Hey, man, I got one more tag, man. I'm 34 years in the fraternity today.
Oh, man. Congratulations, bro.
Bro.
Congratulations.
1992, spring of. Come on, let's talk about it. See y'all.
I will, man. I'm spring 90, so, we're going to talk
You
about
got a couple years. I like that. I like that. Got before a couple years, Frank.
Yeah, I just did it a little bit sooner. All right, y'all. We'll talk about peace.
What you need, yeah.